ballroom seemed to lie under an enchantment on this balmy summer night. The ballroom's wooden floorboards shimmered as if beneath a haze. The guests, bedecked in their pristine dinner jackets and lavish gowns of satin, rayon, and ivory silk, were open-mouthed in anticipation, and the silence was broken only by the scurrying of footsteps outside the doors. For, though the ballroom seemed frozen in time, life still went on inside the Buckingham Hotel. Guests still came and went, lovers still fought and made love in the hotel's magnificent suites. The generator still turned, the kitchen still buzzed. Old Maynard Charles, the hotel director himself, still paced the Buckingham's opulent halls, waiting for the moment when he might be needed. Yet, once the ballroom doors were closed, the Grand was a world apart from the rest. The spell of silence held, until finally the Archie Adams Band began to play. Only then was the spell broken, and a completely different kind of magic woven in its place. The magic of music. The magic of dance. Listen. Raymond de Guise, lead demonstration dancer of the Buckingham Hotel, had been patiently watching the bandleader, waiting for the first note to strike. Archie Adams, a distinguished-looking man in his late 50s, with his bow tie and immaculate hair, had been playing in orchestras for all of his life, and had picked up a thing or two about dramatic entrances. His orchestra was making one now. The first notes of a Californian serenade echoed across the ballroom, the trombone stabbing out the melody and bringing the guests to attention. Archie Adams himself led them on the ballroom's grand piano, his 20-strong orchestra made up of trumpets, trombones, saxophones, violins, and even a double bass, with a single percussionist keeping the beat. Behind the double doors that led to their dressing rooms, the hotel dancers waited. Then, on Raymond's cue, the doors flew open, and they whirled together, out onto the floor. Raymond, a man of imposing stature that belied his elegance on the dance floor, was the first through. His dinner jacket was midnight blue, his collar high and starched, so that his black curls, which were rebellious and refused to be tamed by even the strongest pomade, came close to touching the fabric. Hand in hand with his partner Helene, resplendent in her sea-green gown, hand-stitched with 1,000,000 tiny pearls like scattered stars, he reached the centre of the dance floor, and together they turned to welcome the rest of the company. "Shall we?" he whispered, as he did before every routine. Helene, who was always ready, smiled in return. "We shall, Raymond. Let's show them how it's done." As a Californian serenade reached its climactic finale, they fanned out among the guests, nodding heads and clasping hands. Out of the corner of his eye, Raymond saw Helene taking the hand of a regular guest at the Buckingham, a gentleman with slick black hair. Helene said he came to London from his native California to make movies, and every time he graced the Buckingham, he requested her hand on the dance floor. He was not, Raymond knew, the only one. Helene oozed elegance. She was a beauty so classical that, in a different age, sculptors would have lined up to recreate her in marble and bronze. As her partner took her in hold, Helene flashed a smile at Raymond. This man would be no match for her on the dance floor, few were, but she would dance with him all the same. The dance floor was already filling up, but Raymond had not yet met his own partner for the evening. As the Archie Adams Band struck up a Viennese waltz, he stood with his hands folded at the edge of the dance floor, awaiting his turn. Moments later, a finger tapped him on the shoulder. He glided around to see a familiar face peering back up. "Looks like you may have been let down, Mr. de Guise." The girl in front of him, because at scarcely 18 years of age, a girl she was, had rich auburn hair, cut short as a boy's to spite her father, and spoke with the unmistakable accent of her native New York. Her green eyes had something almost feline about them, and she had evidently spent the afternoon in the hotel cocktail lounge, for her breath smelt sweet, of exotic pineapple and rum. Her ball gown set her apart from even the wealthiest patrons of the grand ballroom tonight. Wherever Raymond looked, there were the most magnificent gowns, but this girl simply screamed ostentation. The golden satin silk was textured, the capelet around her shoulders trimmed with